Morning. Welcome to episode 3 of the Northern Soul Outdoors series of walks around the north of England. This morning we've got a gorgeous morning and we're actually up in the Lake District. As you can see behind, we have the unmistakable bulk of Blencathra, and then across that way got Skiddaw, and just over that hill will be Keswick. And we're going to take a route today up, it's called the Old Coach Road, and it was the old coach route obviously between Keswick and Penrith. It's quite a steady uphill. We're going to climb up to a summit called Great Dodd, and should be easy going at the start, and hopefully start climbing up above the valleys. And there's quite a bit of mist in the valley still at the moment, so hopefully that'll come, or look well at least on the camera. Anyway, this is an animation of the path we'll be taking. So that's the route. It's about 9 miles or so, all in, about 2,500 feet of ascent, and we're going to go up that road up there. So come on, let's crack on and get moving. Make our way forward. Still on the coach road, but we've come to a bit of a crossroads type of thing, and Steve's just consulting the map to see whether we go there, that way, or that way. Logic says that we go straight up. Oh, do we? Alright. So we're going to go straight up, but it's just nice to stand here. Just look at the view that we've got. It really is. Hit lucky, I think. Hit lucky with the weather today. Probably not good for photography because the light's going to be a bit harsh. Blencathra without any mist on the summit. up the old coach road. It's a nice little amble, and we've got to a level bit which is enjoyable. Still progressing higher, and the view is getting better, and we can see over to the Pennines, or we could. Looking a bit hazy actually over there. There was some cloud down when we were driving up the M6 as we were coming up here, so maybe they still are covered in cloud, don't know. That's it. So clear sky. If I just spin round to this side, I think that's Clough Head. Clough Head and Great Dodd. They're within quite close proximity of each other, so we're going to make our way further over the coach road, which you possibly can see straight lines up there, and then we take a ride up past to the top to the summit. It's going to get better and better as we ascend. So come on, let's get moving. Yeah, coach road has levelled out a bit now, and we're now sort of at the back of Clough Head. Quite an expansive view. Don't ask me what it's called because Steve's got the map, so I can't tell you. But we're heading towards Mariel Bridge, and we're coming across another shepherd's hut. And when I say a shepherd's hut, it's really sort of a converted, disused old railway wagon. We've already seen one, and as you can see behind me, there's another one there. I presume they're shepherd's huts. I can't really think of them being used for anything else, and they'd have just dragged it up here on a cart, unloaded it and left it there, and clearly in a state of dilapidation now. But up here on the Cumbrian Fells in winter, it certainly won't last long. So we continue along the track that way, and it's a lot warmer in the sunshine than it is in the shady side of the hill. So let's keep going. At Mariel Bridge, which crosses the, what's the river? Is it River Beck? What's there?
Mosedale Beck.
Mosedale Beck. It's quite a big one too. And we're going to be taking the path that runs over that side. But we've just been talking to a guy who was just here with his dog, a little black labby, and he was saying that the conditions up there, he said it's very, very waterlogged and boggy underfoot. He said he's not known it quite so bad for quite some time. So we're going to just have a mooch and see how it is, because we were walking the other week and we ended up up to our knees, or somebody ended up to the thighs in peat bog, and don't fancy overtopping the boots again, so we're going to have a bit of a walk up, check the conditions underfoot, and if it's bad we'll leave the summit for another day, because by the time we get to the summit it's going to be going dark, I think. What do you reckon, Steve? 2.5 hours up there?
Yeah.
1 o'clock now, 2, 3, half 3. Yeah, we're going to be losing the light.
Quite ambitious.
So we'll see how it goes on, and if it's bad underfoot, we'll find an alternative route back and make our way back, because there's no point getting feet wet and killing ourselves. We've just been up the path leading to Calf How. Boggy, jeez, boggy is an understatement. There's a lot of water around today, and that path up there, and it's the only route up as we can see. It's just I thought the other guy was exaggerating, to be honest, because sometimes you get people making out it is worse than it is. But that up there, even the signpost has sunk into the ground. No, it's grim. So with the short distance that we've been up there, it was very hard going, and Steve's calculated that by the time we start rising up to get up to Great Dodd, we're going to be losing the light, and it'll probably be dark by the time we summit. So there's not really any point in summiting in the dark, because you don't get to see anything. And then it's a 5-mile walk back from there, which will probably take 2.5 hours, 3 hours. So we're going to make an about turn, make our way back to Mariel Bridge, get the map out and see if there's an alternative route back down to St John's in the Vale, and we'll leave one of the summits like that for either a much earlier start or sometime in summer. Just making our way back down the coach road that we came up earlier. Tell you what, it's easier going down than it is coming up. The wind's picking up now, so the sun, I'm trying to work out which way the wind's blowing so it's not affecting the microphone. The sun's getting a lot lower in the sky now, and it's getting a bit colder, particularly on the shadow side of the hill. It's quite cold, so we're going to make our way back down to the car. Probably do this one again when the days are longer. It's probably needs it's probably a good 8-9 hours out, and we need to be setting off early doors. So just going to make our way back down past the quarries, down into St John's in the Vale, and probably make our way into Keswick for a pint, just to rebalance the fluids through the exertion. And I think all in, from where we parked getting to Mariel Bridge and back, it's probably 6 miles anyway, and I don't know how many feet of ascent, but it's probably 1,500 feet, something like that. So not too bad. It's nice to get out, although we didn't do what we set out to do, but sometimes that's better because you don't really want to be on the fells when it goes dark. It gets quite hard, although I've got a head torch and things in the rucksack. So right, we'll get on, keep moving. We're descending the coach road here, and we've just stopped at one of the quarries that sort of litter the fell side lower down at St John's in the Vale. It's quite an interesting geology over here. There's sort of granite and slate and quartz and all sorts of things mixed together, and it's all contained within quite a small hillside really, and I think it's pretty much every type of geology you find within the Lake District is encompassed within this hill here, hence the quarrying. But I don't think it was ever mined, any of the mineral veins. I think they tried unsuccessfully at some point in the past, unsuccessfully being the key word. So we're now just going to continue down. In 10 minutes we'll be down in the valley side and back to the car. It's going to be a great sunset, and I think we're going to finish off and go over to Lattrig, which is that hill there. Looks over Keswick, and you get some real nice shots down Borrowdale. So I'll get the DSLR out and see if I can get some nice sunset shots. So watch this space. Here we are, walk coming to an end, and just walk through this copse, and then we're pretty much back at the junction where we parked the car, and that's it for another walk. And not sure where we're going to go next time, but it's either going to have to be up early or take a shorter walk and find somewhere less boggy as well. So that's it from the lakes for this time, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye.